Hey everyone, welcome to this video. Today guys, we're making history on the channel because this is literally the most exciting review I've ever had the privilege of doing, and that's because Critical have created a brand new tattoo machine called the Critical Torque. What makes this machine so special is that we all know Critical are at the epitome of forward thinking in terms of tech. We're talking wireless foot pedals, Bluetooth batteries. So when I got word they developed a tattoo machine, I instantly knew this was going to be something very, very special. So today I can finally break my silence and bring you this review, as I've literally been sworn to secrecy for the past few weeks about sharing any information about this machine, that being no social media posts, not telling anyone about it, no photos. So first of all, I want to say a massive thank you to Critical and Barber DTS for involving me and also trusting me with this review. So let's crack on with this video and take a first look at why there's been so much secrecy surrounding this machine. Coming up, I'm going to be doing an unboxing to show you what the package contains. Then I'm going to cover the specifications of the machine. I'm going to be showing you how to set up the user interface straight out of the box, including how to pair the torque with the Critical Connect wireless foot switch. I'm going to be testing the performance of the machine on a live skin demonstration. And finally, I'm going to be giving you my personal thoughts and conclusion on the Critical Torque. So with all that said guys, let's not waste any more time and get straight into it. In the Critical Torque package, you will receive straight off the bat, look at the quality of this hard case. Let's get into it. So first of all, we've got some stickers, some Critical stickers. We've got a QR code for the tutorial for the machine. Then we've got a double battery dock charging station for the batteries. So your batteries basically just go on top of here to charge. The back of the case, we've got an RCA cable, nice chunky one by Critical, this one. USB power supply, got some seals which I assume are for the grips. So now let's get to the good stuff. So here we've got a small aluminium grip. This package comes with two grips, a large aluminium grip and obviously this small one. We've got an RCA converter which converts the machine from wireless to wired if you prefer a wired connection. This just basically fits on top of the machine when you remove the battery, and then you can connect a RCA cable, which I've just shown you is also included in this package. We've got a spare battery for the machine. Now let's show you the really exciting stuff, the actual Critical Torque machine. There it is. And it's got the big aluminium grip attached to this one, which looks absolutely outstanding. So if you do prefer a machine with a big grip, then this is absolutely ideal. So that's the unboxing. Let's get to the specifications. The Critical Torque boasts a vibration dampening solution. It's a solution that Critical have incorporated into the spline of the machine under the grip to promote less vibration and better ergonomics. There's also a special gel-like material aimed to help with anti-vibration in the grip cavity area. The Torque also includes an innovative stabilizing system. The custom designed motor makes the shaft as rigid and as stable as possible. This rigidity creates a firmer and more consistent hit of the needle. The Critical Torque boasts of precision strike technology. With a more stable shaft comes with more precise and direct needle hit. What makes this machine so special? It has a single pass power. Because the motor is more stabilized, more torque and more power is delivered directly down the plunger bar. This creates a more significant punch with every needle hit. This results in needing fewer passes as the needles are hitting the skin much more powerful, or what Critical call single pass power. This can speed up the session significantly, especially when it comes down to colour packing, shading and lining. The machine is available in a 3.5mm stroke and a 4.2mm stroke. The Critical Torque machine and the full Critical Torque package that you've seen on this video today can be purchased directly from Critical Tattoo Supply, and I'll also leave the link in this video's description box. So now I'm going to go over the user interface and user manual, show you how to set these batteries up straight out of the box. Take you for a little tour of the battery first. So at the sides we've got L1 and L2 buttons. Other side we've got R1 and R2, and then we've got the critical home button on the front there. So let's turn it on, just hold the critical button for a few seconds. I mean, straight away look how cool that is. So when you first turn it on, you'll be greeted with a setup screen or a skip screen, but because I've been playing around with it, I've not got the initial setup screen. But basically what we've got here is obviously our battery life. We've got our voltage, which is set to 10 volts at the moment. When you turn these on for the first time, you'll be taken to the setup menu. Well, that setup menu looks like this. So you press these two buttons in at the top, hold them in. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the button layout option. This basically prioritizes which buttons you want to use as your primary buttons at the side. So at the moment they're set to the right buttons at the side. So when I press these, you can see it's scrolling through the menu. Well, if I want to change from the right hand side to the left hand side, I'm left handed, so I'll change that to the left. So now my left buttons have been prioritized. So to exit this menu, just double tap. Not too dissimilar to a phone screen. It seems a lot of options, but once you get your head around it, it's really intuitive and really easy to use. So let's double click the home button. So now we're on the main screen again. See, my left buttons will change the voltage up and down. If you notice these two colour bars at the side, these are actually presets. So if I press this bottom one, that will take me to 7 volts. Press the top one, that'll take me to 10 volts. Now you can change your presets really easy. So let's dial this top one down. Let's say I want 9 volts with the top one. And then to set that, just hold in this bar at the side, a couple of seconds. Now let's do the same for the bottom one. Let's say we want a bit more than 7 volts for the bottom. Say we want 8.2. And then again, I'm going to hold the bottom preset button in. You can see that's turned green, and that's saved our preset. So let's go back to the top one. That's saved our 9 volts. Go back to the bottom one. Our preset's 8.2. So that's how you set your presets. Really, really easy. So now let's go back to the menu again. Hold in the top two buttons. And we'll look at some more options. So we've got the option of jump start. Turn that on. Enable, disable. Super easy. So we're going to exit the screen and show you that jump start is actually enabled. So you can see this critical logo up here and the lightning bolt. When the lightning bolt's hollow, that means the jump start's enabled. When the lightning bolt is solid, that means jump start is not enabled. I'll quickly show you that. So let's disable jump start. You can see that lightning bolt's solid now. Back into the settings. So there's 2 timer modes on this battery which tracks your session. It's called billing mode, and there's 2 versions of it. There's one called session and one called run. So let me explain what these do. So if you select run, basically this battery will track and time whenever the machine is actually running. So basically, whenever you're tattooing, whenever the machine's active and you've actually got a needle tattooing the skin, it's tracking the time. That's the run session. So we select this and we can go down to our hourly rate, which is a really cool feature. So you can set your hourly rate. You can click that up, or you can hold your button in just to make it go a little bit quicker. Just what we got there, $65. Let's set that. So now, when we've set our billing mode to run, every time our machine is tattooing, it's racking up and working out how much time has been on the skin with the needle at $65 an hour. Then at the end of the session, we'll get how much the client's bill is going to be. Let's exit out of here. You can see it says runtime, so we know we're going to be tracking the session of when the machine's turned on. Go back into the menu. Then the other billing mode is called session. So basically session, it's like having a stopwatch on the side basically. So let's say your client's come in, they've sat down, you're ready to tattoo. Session will time from the moment you start tattooing at the beginning of the session, and then at the very end of the session, you have to manually click it off. So it's basically like a stopwatch, but it will also work out what the bill is for the client given the time that you've used. Like I say, it's not stop, start like the run session is. It's just if the client turns up, let's say 10 a.m. in the morning, leave at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and that's what time you started and finished, the session will time those full 6 hours. Let's exit out of that, and you can see there it says session time. Let's go back into the menu. If you haven't got a Critical Connect pedal, which is the wireless pedal that Critical do, you can just start the machine by pressing the home button once and pressing it again to stop it. But if you have got a pedal, you can go into this settings menu. It's like off at the moment. So let's click on that. Connect. That's connected straight away. I've got the pedal here. Super quick, super simple. I think this is the easiest that the Critical pedals have ever connected to the machine. So like super easy. So a setting that we can have on the pedal is momentary mode, which basically means when the pedal's pushed down, the machine comes on. So you take the pressure off, the machine turns off. Or you can have continuous mode. I'll show you a momentary mode to start with. Something that I did find, when I connected it and it says it's connected, and I press a pedal, nothing seemed to work. And it was because I didn't exit the menu. So I'm pressing this and it's not really doing it. It's connected, but it's not running the machine. So double tap to exit that menu and then straight away. So if you do get one of these, don't forget after you've connected it, make sure you exit out onto your voltage screen. So now I've pressed that pedal, you can see session time there. That session will be actually counting up now on the battery, timing the full session. So let's say your client wanted a break halfway through the tattoo, you can just literally just press these two buttons in. And you can see that session time is paused, so it's not ticking up while your client's having a break. Continue, back again. That's play button there, ready to play and carry on with your session time. Go back to the main menu again. I want to show you the pedal mode. Say it was set to momentary, just pressure starts the machine and then it stops when the pressure comes off. Continuous mode is basically when you press the pedal once, the machine stays on. Press the pedal again, machine turns off. But again, you have to exit the menu for it to work. So we'll press that. I'm not touching anything now, that's just running. And turn it off. You can see this little decimal point here. When it's solid, that means continuous mode. When it's hollow, it means momentary mode. There you go, you can see it's hollow now, momentary. So let's change the billing mode to run, so you can see what that looks like as well. Exit. So let's show you what the home screen looks like when the billing mode is in run mode and you're actually running the machine. See there? That's going to start ticking up. So it will only register a time when it registers at least 1 minute on here. So let's press the pedal now. And that will actually be counting up, and obviously, like I said, when it gets to a minute, it'll count up when it gets to an hour, and so on. Now, there is another option on here that you can do if you don't want your client to see the timer, for whatever reason. go to the settings, go down to timer mode. At the moment it's on visible. You can actually set it to hidden. Now let's exit the screen. You can see the runtime there. You've not got a timer across the screen. So let's just press that. So that's just telling us, that play button, that the machine is still clocking up the time. But obviously it's not displaying the actual time that the machine's been tattooing. So let's say your client's nipped out and you want to have a quick summary of what you've done so far. Just hold the bottom two. And then you can see your run rate, which will give you a time and how much money your client owes you at that particular point. So with this, we've been tattooing an hour. What we'll set this battery to, it should say run rate 1 hour, $65. Get it off, just double tap home button. So just for the purpose of demonstration, I'm going to make the timer visible again. Billing mode is on run. I'm going to exit there, and I'm going to quickly run this machine for a minute so I can show you how to reset the timer. Okay, so we've racked up our whole 1 minute of tattoo time. So let's say we got to the end of the session. I'm going to hold the bottom two in. And then obviously that's told us how much our client owes us. And to reset everything, just hold in the bottom two buttons for a few seconds. And there we go, the machine's reset and ready to go for your next client. Turn it off, just hold the connect button in. I also just wanted to show you a quick demonstration at how little vibration this machine actually has. It's by far the most comfortable, a machine with least vibration I've ever used. I know it's hard to get that across on a video, but the best way I can do that is to show you doing this. Go into the setup menu, and we've got Jumpstart on. Now I'm sure many artists are familiar with Jumpstart. When Jumpstart is enabled, you get that kick at the beginning. So you can see I've got Jumpstart enabled there. I've got my pedal on momentary, so let's just exit out of there. See at the top the solid white lightning bolt, Jumpstart enabled. Now what machine with Jumpstart enabled you can stand like this, because you get that kick. So let me show you. Look at that, it's not even moving. No wobble, no falter, it's just rock solid, bullet straight. I've never known a machine like this, like to be this sturdy. I could put this side by side with a machine where you can enable Jumpstart, disable it, and I guarantee when you enable the Jumpstart it's going to jump off the table. This doesn't move. I just thought that was a really cool thing. So we're just jumping into a quick demonstration of a tattoo using the machine now. It's a client's choice of design, just a simple anime design. Needles I'm using are the Envy Gen 2 by Tatsol. I've got a 9-round liner on there. I'm also going to be using an 11 curve mag and a 3-round liner. Say this is not a full time lapse, it's just a quick demonstration showing you how the machine performs. So now it's time for my personal thoughts and conclusion on the Critical Talk. I think it's safe to say most artists have seen new machines enter the tattoo industry over recent years, often with overrated bells and whistles that in my personal experience don't usually live up to the hype. I'm confident that Critical Talk is going to be a familiar name for a premium machine in any tattoo studio in the very near future. I've seen machines in the past with big claims of being all-rounders, that being all-in-one for lining, shading, packing, often don't just fall at the final furlong, they don't even get out of the traps. The Critical Talk is a machine that feels so comfortable, the stability does give credit to its claims, the one-pass line power makes the biggest of tasks seem effortless. Shading is an absolute dream, slightly turning the voltage down delivers those softer black and grey shades to the skin. And the fact the Critical Talk packs just as well or even better than a dedicated colour packer, this machine is already setting the stage for success. One amazing little touch included with this package is the additional grips, my favourite being the larger one. And that's before we even get into the very generous addition of the extra battery. To sum up the job that Critical have achieved developing this machine, they've not only smashed it out of the ballpark, but the whole of the Critical team have rocked up to the ballpark, burnt it to the ground and told the kids to go home to their mamas and tell them there's no ball games today because the Critical Talk is in town and it doesn't play games, it only means business. The machine included in this package is so well built and sturdy, I genuinely don't know if I want to tattoo with it, carve my chest or head to the front line and fight with it. So that's it from this video guys, that's a Critical Talk review. If you've taken anything from this video guys, take a second out right now, smash that like button, let me know that you've liked it, feel free to drop your comments in the box below, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed, it's really important to check that notification bell. Thanks once again to Critical, Barber DTS. Well that's it guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.